Welcome to day 6 of my one chunk build challenge here in Minecraft. Over the past 5 videos, we have built a lot of different and unique builds, and today is going to be no different. I dug through more of your build prompts and have chosen another prompt from Mr. Frogger, the Desolate Wasteland. Now, I'm not entirely sure what Mr. Frogger had in mind with this prompt. We could go desert themed, but I want to put my own spin on it and do more of a toxic nuclear wasteland. It's an idea I've played with doing in my single player world, so maybe if I can make it come to life here in the one chunk, I'll be able to reproduce it on a bigger scale for a future video. You just never know. Now I have laid out a bit of a block palette right here. We have a lot of grays, a lot of blacks, a little bit of some brown colors in there, and then for the toxic part, we have a lot of lime colored blocks, including some slime and some green candles. Well, lime candles. I'm not entirely sure we'll use those, but I was like, it's lime colored, we'll try it. We do have the verdant frog lights for some light. In different areas. I'm kind of wanting to do the glass fog effect in the ground. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work because I'm in the creative flat world and there's like 3 blocks down there. So I might build this up. I might just see what we can't do. This right here is the dark oak. I'm planning on building at least one dead dying tree, which is why we also have like the mangrove roots here. But now that we do have the block palette, I'm going to pass you over to Timelapse Callie, who will talk us through how it's all going. Instead of a full build for this toxic desolate wasteland, I opted to build more of a scene that you might see in a movie. That means I only put in the front facade of the buildings and tried to get a good line of sight for a picture. And I think it turned out pretty good. I used a few walls to try and make those buildings look old and crumbling, and I textured the terrain using coarse dirt and gravel and even a few dead bushes laying around. I do like how the toxic sludge river came together. It wasn't entirely what I had first envisioned in my head, but I think the end result with the concrete powder and slime blocks was a really good way to go, especially since I didn't have that depth needed for a true fog glass effect. And of course, we can't forget about the dead tree. I don't really promote myself as being the best tree builder, but I do really like how this one came together. So far, this is looking good, and I think it's up the alley of what I was imagining in my head. I'm tempted to see, like, should we add in a few other blocks in here? Just to make it feel a little bit thicker. Like, I still want some glass in there. I still want some of the frog lights showing through, because I think it does add a lot. And if we were to do this, like, you would see the glowing from the sludge, which I think is a really good effect here. But I'm kind of wondering of a couple other things that I would like to do. So right now, the front of this build is quite full, but then there's this kind of big open empty space. I'm wondering too, what if we did like a broken down car? I can't say I've ever tried to build such a thing, so it might turn out to be a cart. This would be maybe a wheel there, another wheel there, maybe some diorite. I don't make vehicles, so this might look really hilarious. I feel like I need to build this first and then break it. You know what? That actually looks like a vehicle. Wow, okay. It's not perfect by any means, but I feel like you can actually tell that that's a vehicle back there. Trust the process. Sometimes you just gotta place blocks and hope for the best. I mean, sort of, kind of. I want some smoke. I was just thinking about it and I'm like, we don't really have smoke around here, which is making this a little bit more difficult. I think a couple of smoke places in here should be really good. Okay, that is a little bit better. We're working on this. It's coming. A really weird car that's supposed to be broken down there in the back. A bunch of smoke up our lovely toxic waste sludge pit. And a dead and broken down tree. Toxic wasteland. It works, right? And I'm also kind of excited to try this in my single player world. But I think that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this build, why not hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do have any suggestions for what else I could have added here into our toxic waste desolate wasteland, let me know down in those comments. I would love to hear from you. But until my next video, I hope you have a good one and I'll catch you there. Bye for now.